You know, there's nothing much sadder than someone so deluded that they believe that they deserve a lot more attention. This is the case of Darkside Phil right now. He believes that all the things that happened to him, it's not his fault. And this is all according to DSP, by the way. But with that in mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start the video because honestly, this is just insanity on top of insanity happening right now, and I just don't know how to I even don't know how to cope with it. But yeah, this is him coping hard, saying he should have had 1 million subscribers if that this is how you don't play quote unquote movement happened.
Chocolate Fuzz says, you say sometimes watching the old DSP makes you cringe, and it was all toilet humor, etc. Actually, that's not what I say. I say it was all sexual humor, racial humor, and things that, by today's standards, is pretty unacceptable.
Even though he still does it to this very day. Maybe not the sexual humor much because he's married, but he still does the racial shit as well as the toilet humor. He still does it now like he did back in the day.
For me personally, I'm almost 30. I still watch your early playthroughs and I crack up. There's something about early DSP I feel was like lightning in a bottle. I honestly sometimes miss that, and I love the way you are now, but I don't think the older stuff was bad. I love it dearly. Again,
How does someone like his older stuff? Honestly, I don't like old DSP. Old DSP just showed how toxic he was. Granted, maybe a little bit more grounded, but it was still very toxic.
I agree with you, but the thing is, you have to change with the times. You have to. You have to read the room, change with the times, and roll with the punches.
So, reading the room, you clearly have never read the room in the whole of your life. When people are making videos like this one about you, you're not reading the room. It's not due to the fact that the detractors are trying to ruin my life. No, we have a weird fascination with you. Like we don't understand how someone can be so deluded and insane enough to believe that they're better than everyone else. Like they are living the good life. Oh, you're working a 9 to 5 job. You're actually having benefits from insurance. Oh, that job sucks. My job is much more harder than yours. Oh, you're working at the coal mine? My job is worse, just sitting behind a fucking computer screen, looking at fucking uploads all day, and drinking gin to cope with the sorrow.
If I were today the same person I was 10, 15 years ago, number one, everyone would say, you never changed, you never evolved, and therefore your shtick is up. You're a dinosaur. You're not entertaining anymore. That'd be number one.
There are some people out there that they keep doing the same thing, but it works. It's just their thing. Nintendo Capri Sun has his whole crude humor thing, and that never changes. You wanna know why? Because that's his personality. There's nothing wrong with it, but he just does it in a weird way that it's actually comical. When Phil does something and tries to change, it never works out for him.
Number two, I'd be canceled immediately and banned. Like the stuff that I used to say and do back on YouTube 10, 15 years ago, today likely would not even be allowed on this site. They wouldn't allow it. They say, oh, it's too insensitive and stuff. Even though you got to remember back in the day, there were no guidelines like that whatsoever, right? Unless you were outright being actually purposefully racist or sexist, humor was allowed.
But that's the thing, though. Terms of Service have actually said that they did not allow shit like that on the platform. But the reason why people got away with it was because due to the fact it was automated system, or it could be manual and people could deem something worthy of monetization. But in the case of you, Phil, the reason why your shit is cringy and still bad as it is today is because you refuse to apologize for all of it. Sure, you may have said that I apologize for it, but there was insincerity with the apology. If you showed just a little bit more humility and sincerity with it, just to give people the perspective that I've changed, I've grown, maybe, just maybe, you would be redeemable. But what the hell do I know, right? I'm just a detractor.
Any kind of joking nature was allowed. Um, and the fact that, I told everyone back then, I was an equal opportunity offender.
That just makes zero fucking sense. Go offend a black person and then go offend a white person. Yeah, the black person is going to come kick your ass, but you can't use that defense of, I'm an equal opportunist offender. That just doesn't sound right. Phil, do you not understand the words that are coming out of your mouth and why videos like this exist?
Meaning, hey, you can offend me in my own race. You can make fun of white people. You can make I'm mostly Italian. Make fun of the Italian heritage. I don't care. I'll
You're mostly Polish. Stop fucking lying to your audience.
laugh with it and I'll roll with those punches. But also, everyone else is equal opportunity as well. Everyone could get get razzed basically in my content. Everyone's gonna get it. Everyone did really get it at some point. No one was immune to it. You know what I'm saying?
No one was immune to it, correct. I'll give you that. But here's the thing, though. How they handled it is a lot better than how you handled it. You wanted people's channels taken down because of it. You wanted people to go to psych wards because of it. Even though the main person that should be in the psych ward is you, because this is just all delusional.
And back then, no one took offense. The height of my popularity was when I was the most offensive. That's the truth.
No, it wasn't. Honestly, there are other qualities that made your content quote unquote worthwhile. When you had John Rambo and Howard in your videos, that made it worthwhile because it showed that you actually could connect with people. But now you don't have that anymore. That's the sad truth about you. You don't have anyone to interact with. Sure, you have your wife, but she's barely on fucking streams. But the reason why she's not on streams is because it's Tevin's fault, not the fact that she had to go to fucking work. You just wanted to play victim, like you always tend to do.
At the height of my popularity was when I was the most offensive. And then, over the years, everyone yelled at me, oh, you're too offensive. You got to dial it down. You got to realize that things are changing with culture and everything. You got to change. All right, fine. I will evolve as a person.
You did not evolve as a person. Whenever people gave you criticism and gave you feedback, you shut it all down. Like you still do to this very fucking day. You don't learn from your past mistakes. And that's why history is repeating itself, why you're creating fake history for yourself.
And now I look back and I do cringe. I look at that stuff and I'm like, it's hard for me to do like a react of my older playthroughs because I know like 40% of the time I'm going to be making a sexual comment about a woman, which is like so stupidly immature. I'm going to be talking about someone's race, all the accents I used to do constantly and make fun of them and stuff.
You still fucking do it. Maybe it's not towards another race, but it's towards white people with a British accent. You still do it to this day. You still make funny voices, in quotes, funny voices, to try to make your content worthwhile when it's really not. Your content, when you do voices like that, it's still cringe. Just saying, bruh.
That's life though, is that things change over time. And you know what? I'll say this as well. I will say this as well. All right, in life, and I know this now because I'm old enough to know this at 40 years old.
It took you the age of fucking 40 to figure it out, and not just an hour or so for you? That's kind of sad. If something happened and it happened the very next day, you would learn right then and there. But no, you had to wait until you're 40. I'm not trying to sound ageist here, but goddamn, if you had to wait that long to figure something out, goddamn, you're fucking slow.
There is a pendulum, and that pendulum swings back and forth, my friends. It goes like this, okay?
Okay, honestly, I don't get why you're using a pendulum, but please continue with this piss poor analogy.
Sometimes it's in the middle, and sometimes it's all the way to one way, and sometimes it's all the way to the other way.
Do you not know how a grandfather clock works? Because whenever it's stuck dab in the middle, it's not working. It's like the motion's not good there. But if you make the motion happen, then that's how time moves forward, Phil. Then again, I might just be out of my fucking mind with that, but at least my point is still more valid than his.
It's human culture. That culture evolves and changes and then goes in this cycle of back and forth and back and forth. All right? Just because things are a certain way 10 years ago doesn't mean things will be the same way today. Doesn't mean they'll be the same way in another 10 years. Things definitely change over time. And the most extreme swings happen when it swings so extremely to the other side as well. Right now, we are absolutely in an extreme swing situation.
How so? How are you, or how to describe this? How is it that everyone involved with you, because you seem to think that your audience is with you on this. How is it that y'all are on the extreme side? Phil, I will agree with you that the times will change and things will change in time. But at the same time, though, with that, Phil, time is very finicky. It depends on what it is and who it offends.
Where all of media companies, entertainment companies seem to all want to be leaning, going towards one way. And you guys know I'm not political, and I'm not gonna I'm not criticizing anything. I'm just telling you like it is right now.
Yeah, the last time you talked about politics, it did not work in your favor, so don't talk about politics, please.
Okay, that's a million percent the truth. Because you look at some of the stuff that's being made and produced out there, like what is this content? Who is it for exactly? Right? With the stuff that they're doing. You know,
Then again, entertainment is very subjective. You never know what it's going to be for. Take, for example, Velma. Who the fuck is that show for? That's one thing, that's the one question people ask about that show is like, who the fuck is that for? But then you look at shows like Regular Show, Adventure Time, what is that for exactly? And they did find their audience. But that goes the same with your content, though, Phil. Who is it for? Is it for people like the detractors that have a weird fascination? They want to like react to it and give their own commentary to it, like I'm doing right now? Or people like Rich that will stream the video of it and give his commentary? Or is it for people that just don't like effort?
why are we taking every pop culture notable figure and rebranding them as a different gender or a different race or a different stance or whatever it may be? Why are we doing that?
Well, for starters, it's by choice for the first one. Not saying anything against that community, but at the same time, they want to change themselves because they want to feel different. They want to rebrand themselves. In some cases, it works. Take, for example, PewDiePie. He used to be a Let's Player that did mostly Five Nights at Freddy's or any horror game where he'll get scared and like jump and scream. Now he doesn't do that anymore. Now he's a different type of content creator. He reacts to videos. He gives his opinions on things. And guess what? It worked for him. In your case, Phil, when it comes to what changes have you done, all you've done is add a light to your background, a ring light in front of your system that makes you look fucking grotesque, and adding little background decorations like the PS5 box, the Xbox Series X. You know, for someone that claims that has no money, you sure like to flaunt around that you have stuff.
Right? There's obviously something going on here, right? And that's the way that everything is swinging. And you could agree with it or disagree with it, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your ability as a human to say, I really like that, or man, I really hate that. Okay? Me, you guys know me.
No, we really don't know you, Phil, because you keep changing your backstory. Like I said, creating fake history.
I'm kind of in the middle of everything, and I almost feel like I'm an outside observer because I don't think that the extremes either way are correct.
Your opinions on those takes are not correct either. You'll claim that they are, but they're not.
Okay? But I see, 10 plus years ago on YouTube, things were very much one way. Then all of a sudden, the culture of the world decided to change, and now we're all the way the other way. And now you've got, because what's funny is, can I really be honest now? Because now you're gonna like this one.
How and when were you ever honest, Phil? Tell us, when the fuck were you ever honest about anything? May 1st says hi, you weren't honest about that. Your taxes say hi, you weren't honest about that. Your bills say hi, never honest about that. I can keep going with this and sound like a goddamn broken record with this.
I'm sorry, but I feel that the vast majority of people that people find entertaining today are bland.
I completely disagree. You want to know why I disagree with this, Phil? Because what people find entertaining is very subjective. Take, for example, me. I like Bojack Horseman. I think it's a very good show. My girlfriend does not like it. She likes Tuca and Birdie, made by the same studio. I like that show too. It's all the matter of subjectiveness. But in the case of him saying what's bland, people that are liking content about him saying this is how you don't play, or any videos that's like making fun of him, he thinks that's bland. Anything against him is bland, but anything that he likes is enjoyable. But also he wants to like make a little plug about DSP versus the internet. I have not seen this video, so I wouldn't know.
They're boring. They are talking heads being paid to give you an opinion on something. They are not people being honest with you. They are paid advertisements. Those are the popular people today.
So he's talking about people like Maximilian Dude that have like HelloFresh codes, or they have like any type of advertisement, or they're quote unquote selling out by advertising different companies. Phil, they're not boring. People find them entertaining for different reasons other than what you're thinking. And if there were a talking head, they would keep going. Oh, hey guys, look at this. This is HelloFresh, and you better get that ad. You bet. Oh, look at that top left. Oh, you see that? That's something for a fan gamer. Yeah, use this code and you get 10% off. Oh, you see in the bottom right? That's Loot Crate. You use that code, you get 15% off. You don't see them doing that. That's why it's advertised throughout the stream without them saying it. Because you want to know why, Phil? They're smarter at business strategies than you are. Just saying.
But they're boring. They're like dry toast, right? These aren't people who are interesting.
But come check out my content. I'm Darkside Phil. My content is meaningful and actually has a purpose.
But yet they're the top people. How do these people have millions of subscribers on YouTube, tens of thousands of viewers on Twitch? You watch their content, it puts you right to sleep. But that's who's on top, and they stay on top. Why do you think they stay on top?
Because they're entertaining and provide a variety of content for their viewer. That's why they're entertaining. Vinesauce is entertaining because he actually plays different games and he's giving his input on it. Moist Critical is popular on Twitch because he gives his opinion on something and people find him fascinating. The reason why people aren't giving you any attention is because you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You know what we call that, Phil? Insanity.
Right? Why do you think they get the promotion? They get all the opportunities. They're getting all the money. Take a wild guess.
Because they're entertaining and not a generalized piece of shit like you?
Because that's, again, it's the way that culture shifts. All right? But that might not last forever. In fact, I will guarantee you it won't last forever. It's going to shift again. That's how culture goes. It goes back and forth, then back and forth. So right now we're all the way over here, and then eventually we're going to go all the way back here, and then sometimes we'll be in the middle. And that's when you got to kind of read the room and understand what's going on.
Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight, Phil. You're comparing people that are getting advertisements so that they can put on their streams and talk about these promotions or these advertisements. You're comparing this to a fucking pendulum? Fuck, you have really bad analogies. Oh, but it's also the culture. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay? All right? So, you watch who you watch, you like who you like. But when I look at all the content out there that's to be chosen, and you're like, you know, 10 years ago, DSP was one guy. Yeah, because back then, you had to read the room. People wanted the risque, extreme content. My viewership back then was a lot of teenagers. So, doing the stupid sexualized commentary and that constant kind of joke, that's what got me popular.
No, it was not. That is not what got you popular. The reason why you got popular is because you kept uploading 10 to 11-minute video snippets that Machinima promoted. You got money off of it from Machinima, and you had other people involved helping you. You had the people behind Machinima. You had John Rambo and Howard helping you. You had Leanna in your fucking videos, for God's sakes. But did people want the risque humor? Fine, I can a little bit agree with that. Eagle Raptor, his content was extreme, not sexualized, but extreme. Oni play or Chris O'Neill, he's another example of someone that had really extreme humor in his fucking videos. But you want to know what makes them better? They were fucking funny. Yours was not.
All right? Then over time, things change. You got to adjust. You got to change. It just so happens I became the whipping boy of the internet with This Is How You Don't Play.
Well, because fans noticed that you were actually being a toxic asshole, and they wanted to prove to the internet that you're not very good at games as you claim to be. Congratulations, they succeeded.
This Is How You Don't Play never happened, I would be in a much bigger, better position than I am. Being that I'm a 15-year content creator, I'd probably be very large. I guarantee you I'd have 1 million subs.
Yeah, fuck no, that would never happen. There are people that have been around here same time as you, and they still haven't gotten 1 million subscribers. You want to know why? Because they branched out to other venues. They branched out to Twitch. They branched out to Mixer when that was still a thing. Blip TV when that was a thing. They branched out to different companies, and they're more successful there than they are on YouTube. So your point is not very valid. And no, you would not have 1 million subscribers because of your attitude. Who the fuck would subscribe to someone who is toxic to everybody and begging for money 24/7? Except for your day off, though, of course. So that we would have to take away some time of that. So you get the idea.
If This Is How You Don't Play never happened, I'd be a million sub YouTuber right now. But that movement destroyed any kind of popularity that was towards me. And it made it okay to hurt me. That literally it's justified attack, justified harassment, justified bullying, because people on the internet made it a meme to do it.
Phil, if you would have just owned up to the meme and just like embraced it, you would have gotten 1 million subscribers. Maybe. You would have made bank. Maybe. But the whole thing about This Is How You Don't Play affecting you. You know what that actually helped out, Phil? It helped out your viewer base because people were actually tuning in to find out what they were saying and what videos they were making were true about you. And when they found out for themselves that you are actually a terrible gamer, they proved their point with the This Is How You Don't Play movement. Quote unquote movement.
You see? And, you know, then you look at the content today. Well, this is what you get. When you take people who are genuine and you take people that did it for passion, and you instead take the most cookie cutter, bland, cardboard, boring, dry toast, you're going to get the most crappy content, but it's all ads. Enjoy your ads. I warned people about this 10 years ago. I absolutely did. I warned people about this a decade ago. I said, this will happen. You know?
Yeah, you warned people about it, in quotes, warned, and you did the same thing. Phil, all you're doing is being a massive hypocrite because you're telling everyone else, oh, everyone else that has ads on their fucking like videos, oh, they're shills, but you can have ads and it's perfectly a-okay. I'm Dark Side Phil. Phil, you can't have it both ways. You can't have other people not have ads, and you can't have ads on your own videos. What you're doing right now is being hypocritical. Also, the whole thing about cookie cutter content, you said that React content was cookie cutter, boring, and lazy. And lo and behold, look what you're doing. DSP Reacts also says hi. That's what you're doing. But you'll switch it and say, oh, I'm just following the trend of what other people are doing. And that's popular? Maybe for other people, but not for you. Because you want to sit there and make it all about your fucking self.
No matter what. But people didn't listen. They did not listen. Instead, oh, let's keep going with the hype and we'll destroy these people and we'll let these people become prominent. And this is, and hey, the biggest shills, the biggest sellouts will be the ones because they're the ones who will always do what they're told, right? The people who are kissing WWE's butt right now.
Like you every day when you play WWE Champions. Also, the people that are watching these paid advertisements, they probably have no idea who you are.
With this game, of course. Why do you think they're all saying positive things about it? And then another week or two when the game comes out, all the truth negative reviews will come out. That's what happens,
Reviews are very subjective. What people might say about a game and it's negative, other people might not think so. Again, if they actually played something for themselves or seen something for themselves and then they judged it like you're saying that they should, and they actually have a negative opinion, that's all justified. But in your case, it's not justifiable.
But that's life. Me 10 years ago, was it good for the time? Yes. Is it good for me now? No. I wouldn't even do that now. Even if that was popular today, I wouldn't be like that. That's not me anymore. I mean, every once in a while, is it okay to shove in a little risque joke or whatever? Yes, that's okay for variety purposes. But I'm very much not that immature-minded guy anymore. I'm just not. I don't think that way anymore. In the last 10, 15 years of my life, I've changed and matured as a person. 40-year-old DSP doesn't think the same way as 27-year-old DSP when he's playing a game. You understand?
Here's the thing about that though, Phil. You still are very immature. How you react to people making more money than you and how they have more attention than you still act like a little brat. You throw a temper tantrum just because, oh, this person has a lot more attention than me. They have a lot more viewers and subscribers. They should be giving me that. Where? You know, that clip where you're going, meh, 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 that's you. Every time you see someone making more money, have more attention, and have more subscribers and viewers, that's you. Oh, but don't fucking say that. Oh, I could throw in a little risque joke in there. As Dust Falls, whatever that game is called, when you made that little slave trade joke, that wasn't funny and people reacted to it. You're getting what you're wanting. You're getting attention, but it's not the attention that you want. Also, to cut it short here, because the video is over, because, you know.
Understand? The drip going. I got the drip going.
Yeah, the drip going. I love ending it on this screenshot. I don't know why. But to make a long story short, Phil does not deserve 1 million subscribers. Just because of the way that he is on the internet, how he treats his fans, how he constantly begs for money on an everyday fucking basis, and just overall his opinion on things. Honestly, if people saw this and reacted to it like all the other people, even Rich from Review Tech USA learned to change, and he actually is more successful than ever. Yeah, I'm I'm fucking doing this again, where it's like I'm promoting other people, but honestly, they're better people. It's a Gundam, for example, could do the same thing. They've learned to change and adapt. Even Cat Icarus learned to change and adapt, and he became more successful. So the whole thing, culture doesn't have anything to do with change. You might think it does, but it really doesn't. It's what is going around at the time, not culture. Some things will change, I will agree. But at the end of the day, just know that if you're constantly sitting at the end of a computer monitor begging for tips, begging for super chats and memberships, you just know that you will never grow as a person.